Welcome to the Artist Loft, the talk show for all artists. Join us each show as we spotlight a variety of different creatives, hosted by the Florida Arts Network, with Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.
Welcome back, Lofties.
Yes, hey Lofties, thank you for another episode of the Artist Loft. Yeah, boy, we had some pretty nasty weather earlier today.
Tis the season.
Yeah, I know, right? Welcome to South Florida. We had tornado warnings and everything. It was pretty.
It's not hot.
Yeah, I know, I know, right? The rain kind of cools things off a little bit, but then you get that humidity. It's just, oh my gosh, it's horrible. You know, you walk outside and you get hit by this wall, you know. So Artist Loft is an arm of the Florida Arts Network. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We are a nonprofit for the arts. Our goal is to introduce or reintroduce the arts to our youth and to celebrate the people that are already doing it, you know, the people that are out there, you know, the movers and the shakers, right? So go to our website, floridaartsnetwork.org. And check us out. You know, see how you can help. There goes the link right there.
Make a donation if you can, and if you want to be an advertiser on the show, rates start at $75. So contact us on our website. We also offer video services for reels, trailers, and to make your own commercial. So let us know.
Yep. We got you.
We got you.
Yeah. All right. So, without any further ado. We want to introduce a woman who I've known for quite some time now, Sara Rogers. She is a staple in the community here. You've pretty much done it all.
Yes, I've done it all.
Yeah, you have done it all.
And some days I'm tired.
Yeah.
And before we start, guys, Lofties, if you want to call in, have a question, or say hello.
Oh, yeah.
It's 888-994-4995, Studio A.
Yes, one more time, it's 888-994-4995. Look at that. You know, you guys got it in stereo.
In stereo's right.
So, Sara, how are you? How you doing?
I'm great. Every day is a new day. Every day is a challenge. And today is a really lovely day to be amongst people that I know, that we've grown together. And we see this community becoming more and more every day. And I want to thank you for doing this and for having FAN as well.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what? It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
And it all started, you know, back in 2010 with Rose Warner.
And the table.
Yeah, when we did the table.
Well, that's where I met you.
Yeah.
And that's, Frank, I think that's where I met you too.
Yeah, at the table.
Yeah. Frank was a regular there.
Yeah, I wasn't at the time. I think I had to, at the time I wasn't able to drive all the time.
Yeah.
But when I could, I would take, there's a service called Tops, and I would take Tops in and have Sunday afternoon brunch with you guys and leave. And then when I drove, I just would drive in. So that was I met a lot of nice people there who I'm still in touch with today, which I think is great.
Yeah, let me tell you, we formed a nice little community.
Yeah.
There, and a really tight-knit community.
Yeah, we used to get 100 people there.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, in that tiny little room in the back of that restaurant. You know, it's like there was standing room only.
We've had non-SAG people there. We've had musicians. We had writers, screenwriters, as well as book writers. We had it all.
Oh,
so it was just lovely to get into a community to where all of us could network for a couple of hours and then just leave.
Yeah.
And it was just lovely. And like I say, I met a lot of nice people there.
Yeah, and a lot of films came out of that
it.
group.
That's right. Right.
A lot of films came out of that group in the 7 years or something that we were doing. It was like maybe 150 films.
2017. Well, yeah, it was right up until Rose passed, so it was like 8 years, right?
Yeah,
and I know in 2017 I went over to ArtServe. I've been at ArtServe from 2017 until this day, so it's 7 years already. I said to her, "Oh, it's my 6-year anniversary." She goes, "No, it's 7 years." Okay.
Yeah.
So 7 years on an anniversary of being there, teaching classes, and I've been teaching for quite a while. This is not my first go around, but I remember my very first showcase there. I didn't have the auditorium. I had to do it in a room called, what was that room called? The long one. Anyway, it was a long room, and I had all the seats were in there. I had about 60 people, and I had put up a curtain and everything. That's where we had our first showcase. And then from there on, when they started to see that people would come into Art Serve, they gave me the auditorium. So
Yeah.
now I do when I do 4 shows there a year, I do 2 improvisational shows, and I do 2 I call it the bare bones performance, because I've done that since the 80s at the Hollywood Playhouse.
Yeah.
For those
Wow.
of you who remember the Hollywood Playhouse. And that was years ago.
Yeah.
That's how I started
decades,
teaching
I think.
constantly, was from the Hollywood Playhouse.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Long
Yeah, and
time.
I've seen your show.
Yes, I know. You came,
Yeah.
and there was a young lady by the name of Woodleen Alexis that did the show, and she did the Shakespearean piece, because you went up to me, you went, oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
I remember you saying that to
I
me.
remember that. Wow. Let me tell you, what an amazing job she did.
She did a fabulous job.
Because Shakespeare is no joke.
Well, I get a lot of students, 17. I don't teach many people under 18 years old. I leave that to you.
Yeah.
But there, on occasion, I get a mom that will call me and say, my daughter's wants to go to NYU or a school in Chicago, or to go back to Los Angeles, and they have to audition, and they have to have a Shakespearean piece.
Yeah.
So although I can't teach a full class in Shakespeare, I can teach a monologue. I can
Yeah.
show them how to do it, and how to prepare, and what you need, and why you need it, and where the rhythms are, and why you need
Yeah.
to do certain things. And if you listen to it, it's English, but it's in such a beautiful way that you have to know where to punch it.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
absolutely. And you're right. Yeah, there is a rhythm
A
to
beautiful
it.
rhythm. Yeah.
There really is, and it's difficult.
Well, the very first time I had to do this, I was living in Miami Shores, and a young lady came to me, and she was going to Los Angeles. And all I had for a timer, now don't laugh, it was my microwave. I had my microwave on for her
Stop.
time, and I put the timer on.
Stop.
No,
It
true.
dings. It dings when it's done.
Yeah.
Hey, I used whatever necessary to get my art done. And she came in and she went, Sarah, a microwave? I said, yes. And then when I went to Los Angeles, I had lunch with her, and she got into the school, and I think I met her in Pasadena, but it was just amazing. So I know I've helped a lot of people along the way, and that is my joy. Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't find your path until it just shows up.
Yeah.
And that was my path.
Yeah.
Although I like to perform, I performed as Carmen Miranda for many years. I did a lot of commercials. I've done so much, and I've been on both sides, production as well as it, in front and behind the camera. But my love is, at this point of my life, is to teach. And
Yeah.
yes, if somebody calls me to do an audition, I do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. No,
You never know.
I love teaching. I do. And
it's a joy to watch.
it really is, especially when you see that some of your former students now, like you're watching a show
Something,
like The
right.
Blacklist or Griselda, and it's like you see your
Here they
your
are.
old students in lead roles on those shows. It's like,
know.
oh my gosh,
It's amazing. It's
it
just amazing.
really is.
And even in commercials, I watch, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's so-and-so, oh, there's so-and-so, oh, there's so-and-so. And
Yeah,
it-
I know.
for here,
It's
our
so
bread and
funny.
butter is commercials. When I first started, well, not first started in the business, but in the summer, we would do films. Film. And in the winter, commercial.
Yeah.
So you knew that the commercial season was starting in September, October, and it would run us through January, February,
Right.
March, April. And then after April, all the big films would come in, and we'd have all of that auditioning to go do. So basically, now it's kind of slowed down somewhat,
Yeah.
but we still get projects because we are a beautiful location.
We really are.
And there's things here every day in production,
Yeah.
whether it be print work, commercial work, film work, voiceover work, whatever it happens to be. So I don't boo-hoo our our community. I think it's
Yeah.
all here, and we have the talent.
Yeah. And the Spanish community is
Oh,
huge down
huge!
here.
It's huge.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Telemundo and all these. Yeah.
It's
you've got.
huge.
Yeah. Down
we're,
down in
we're,
Miami.
we're the link to South America down here. So it's,
Yeah, we are.
That's true. Yeah, that's
We
very
are.
true.
But we need incentives, people. Contact your Republicans. Contact your Democrats. Contact your congressmen in
Just
Florida. Get our
contact
employment
anybody.
incentive back.
Yeah.
Contact everybody.
Contact everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who. But I do remember, I know we need it, but there was production here before.
Yeah,
The
there
incentives.
was.
There was. There really was. And unfortunately, we are where we are. We have to go from where we are and get
There
off.
is some
you know.
production here. There's a few films still made down here, but not like
Of
it used
course.
to be.
Yeah. But it's more a lot of like European production companies that will come down here. They don't seem as affected by the lack of incentives as a lot of other companies. Because it's all about the bottom line.
Benjamins. Yeah,
It's
about the
always
money.
about the bottom line.
It's always about the money.
Yeah.
It's always about the money. But it is what it is. Things get done. And if they don't get done here, something gets done elsewhere, and now you can do your self-taping, and you can send it in,
Yep.
as long as you can get to the location wherever they're filming. So that's a good thing. I
Yeah.
think it's great. I
Oh, yeah.
don't think I miss going into a live audition. It's nice. They still have them.
Yeah.
But, it's nice that you can say, oh, I like that tape better. Let me send that one in. I did better on that one.
Yeah, and that was one of the few good things that COVID did for that industry. Because now it's like, who does live auditions anymore?
They have them.
It's rare.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have
they-
them.
they still have them.
The students tell me. I hear it
Yeah.
from my students. They say, because I teach that class how to audition for camera, and they go, oh, I've had a live, or I did from backstage. I did, so I kind of get a handle on what's going on, whether it's live or
Yeah,
self-taping.
yeah.
I don't
I've
get
had-
all the self-tapes. I do self-taping, but I get a handful, and it's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever I get is mine.
Yeah, I haven't had a student do a live audition in a while. I get calls for, I got a tape, I have to tape. I haven't seen a live audition in a while.
Yeah,
But,
no,
I work mostly with kids, so I
Oh.
don't know if, that has something to do with it.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
Like I
I
say,
don't-
I leave those children to you, my dear. Bless you.
Yeah, probably because, my maturity level is like right
Okay,
there
well,
with
well,
them.
I'll go with that, Richard. I'll go with your maturity level is that low.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. So what got you started? What made you think, I want to get into film or acting?
Okay, I was in college, and I didn't know what I was going to study. So I took a drama class. I walked into the theater, and my whole being said to me, Sarah, you are home. And that's the end of that.
Yeah.
And everybody my family said, oh, you could run a corporation. But I don't want to run a corporation. I want to perform.
Yeah.
And I just progressed from there. And I wasn't really good when I first started. I was shy, very, very shy. This woman that you're looking at today is an evolution. And as you come into who you are and
Yeah.
you mature, it's a wonderful thing. But yeah, it took a bit. It took a bit for me to, I came from a dance background, and when I realized I had to walk and talk at the same time when I was performing, it was like, oh, I got to talk. Oh my God. So that's why that was such a shock for me. And it took a little while for me to get over that shyness into blabbermouth of today.
Yeah. No, you're still not a blabbermouth.
No, but I
you're
talk.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You're very.
I loved sharing. I loved explaining.
Yeah.
Somebody called me about a child the other day, and she wanted to know what school, and I always give them to the Fort Lauderdale Children's Theater because I think that they do marvelous work over there.
Yeah.
And she had a hard time communicating because her first language was Spanish, and she was going to hang up. I said, no, hold on. let me explain slowly. And so then she had her girlfriend call me back because she just didn't get it all. And I took
Yeah.
the time and talked to her for maybe 20 minutes because that's what it's about. Life is about helping each other, not fighting.
Oh, yeah.
When I was coming up, it was so competitive. I asked a question and you would think that, the doors were all closed and you had to figure out a way to get in the window.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy because there are people in the industry
That are still like that.
that try and slam those doors in your face.
And no reason for that.
Yeah, but somebody told me one time. He says the people that are above you are never going to try and keep you down. It's the
Correct.
people that are below you that are going to keep.
Well,
That's very
dragging you
true.
down. Yeah.
That's very true. That's a very
Yeah.
true statement because they want you to succeed. Because the more you succeed, there's work here for everybody.
Oh yeah,
And whatever it is you
absolutely.
do. Even my students, I say, don't just take from me. Take from all the teachers in town.
Yeah.
Get your own technique. And once you get your own technique, then you're on your own. This is
Yeah.
what it's about. I have a way to teach. You have a way to teach. And the next, everybody has their own way of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
teaching. But once you get their own technique and you take that script and you break it down and you dissolve it into your system and it open your mouth and out comes whatever comes out
Yeah.
is your technique.
Yeah.
And that's what's so important. And everybody takes a minute to get there.
Absolutely, and I want to talk a little bit more about that.
Okay.
But we're gonna break for commercial right now,
Alrighty
and
then.
we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
See you soon.
Frank A. Ruffolo, a renowned author and screenwriter known for his books such as 10048, Blue Falcon, Memoir of a Soldier, and his latest, Samuel of Sarah. Check out his website, frankaruffolo.com, for more info or purchase his books on Amazon.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Agent Romante, but most of you know me as Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I just wanted to give a shout out to my man Richard Sosa. He is one of the best acting coaches that I've had the pleasure to work with, and he's actually worked with me in my program for many years, and I highly recommend this guy. So if you have an opportunity to work with him, what are you waiting for? Now, get out of my face. Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez. I'm out.
And
welcome back.
we're back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. You can ask Sarah a question, ask us a question, and get involved.
Please ask me a question.
Yes, yes, she loves
She loves
questions.
I love questions. I
Yeah.
do. I really, truly do.
I do. I think it's a teacher in us.
It could be. It
Yeah.
could be that, yeah.
Yeah, that could be. So we were talking about different methods before the commercial break, and because there's so many methods
Yes.
out there. There really are. Meisner, Eric Morris, Uta Hagen. It's just
Stanislavski.
yes, Stanislavski. It's just and the list just goes on.
It goes on and on.
And there's I hear about so many people that just focus on one. And
Because they
it's like-
found their music in the one. They found their note. They found their technique
Yeah.
in the one. Personally, I'm not fond of Meisner. I've done it.
Yeah.
I'm not fond of it. And one of my students here who is in New York now, he said, I'm taking a Meisner. I said, good for you. He goes, I like it. I said, I'm happy that you like it.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to find what your own personal technique happens to be. So yeah, when they find the music, they find the note, they find the technique, whatever the magic is, it's their magic.
Yeah, that's not me.
Well-
I have studied several.
I have too, and if you put, I
it's
put it
like-
all together. I put it all together.
Yeah.
I absorb it all. So
it's,
when
it's the same thing with writing. You've
Right.
got to you've got to read every different kind of genre
Yeah.
to pick out what you want. because
yes, you just
and because
yeah.
you've got to get exposed to everything. So,
To everything.
Yeah, Stephen King says if you want to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Because, you know, if say, like Eric Morris, for example, you know, it's emotional recall, you know, and, you know, you're doing an emotional scene, think of a time in your life, you know, where you went through the same thing, bring those feelings back. But, you know, you use the same thing over and over. What happens if one day you're doing theater? Because in theater, you know, you don't have a director that can say, all right, cut, everybody back to one, you know, you just have to keep on going. What if that doesn't work for you that time? You know, well, you know, if you are familiar with different methods, you know, maybe something from a different method will help. You know, so I encourage people to just study several.
And I like them to also read the books.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes the books resonate with them. You just never know what's going to hit you, what's going
Yeah.
to be the right thing for you. I have a lot of books at home from all the methods forever. I read everything. I've done everything.
Yeah.
Whenever I've done all that. And I like just the idea that the way I teach, I had gone to, when I was at the Hollywood Playhouse, when they had a change of management, I had gone to, I don't want to get into this, but in a second, I had to fly to New Jersey to take care of my aunt to bring her back here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got back, that took me, because she had brain surgery. But when I brought her back, and by the time I got back to work, and I was so busy, I had to put so many things on hold. And by the time I got back, they had changed management. And so I walked into the room to get my job back to teach my 8-week bare bones performance that I used to do at Hollywood Playhouse. And he said to me, "What method do you teach?" I said, "I teach my method." And he didn't like that, the new regime.
Yeah.
So I didn't have my job back. So to tell you I had 17 cents in my pocket after taking care of a family member. But my art was always number one, always. And I always made sure that I did it. And I worked 2 or 3 jobs if I had to. I always tell people, when you become an actor, you have to support that habit. It's worse than a drug habit. Because you can't get rid of it.
It is. It really is.
So you have to support it by taking jobs maybe that you don't like. And you have to do things that just do, you know, the work. And then students will say, "Oh, I don't like the scene." And I go, "You don't choose the scenes you're in when you are in life."
Yeah.
So this is where you do all the hard work. You do it in class, and you take your risks, and you have your fun, and you do all that. However, yeah, this could be something. But here I am still today, still doing what I do, and still in my community, in which I love.
And you work primarily with adults.
Primarily,
almost exclusively.
Almost exclusively, yes.
With adults. Do you find it challenging to break down these barriers that they build up throughout their life, and now all of a sudden they're asked to do something, you know, that is well out of their comfort zone?
So you're asking me, do I break their barriers, or how do I break their barriers?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I cannot. Sometimes they have to find it. I let them find it. And if they have a problem finding it, I give little hints of how to find it. And if they still can't find it, then that's what we have until they take another class and they feel maybe a little bit more comfortable, and then another one, and then another one, until they get to the point of where I don't care if that camera's on me. I don't care what this person says to me. I'm just going to be me, and I'm going to be this character, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you chip away at those walls.
So you have to do it how they learn.
Yeah.
Because if you push, it doesn't work. If you tell them this is how it has to be, that's untrue.
Yeah. And they dig in their heels.
True, because I remember coming up, some of my teachers made me feel very bad. You've got to do it this way, and you've got to do it that way, and you've got to do it, and this is not right. And I would think, but it is right, because this is how I'm doing it. Yeah. So this is how I teach. I say, you can't make any mistakes in my class. We only make you better.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so much easier when you're working with kids, though, because kids, they don't have those walls yet. They don't. So
That's
it's like
why I go.
Yeah, they're open.
I say thank you for doing that. I taught children at the Hollywood Playhouse. Dolores Miller had a 9 o'clock Saturday morning class going off. Mm-hmm. A lot of the teachers don't forget, I was there Monday nights teaching. And she called me, Sarah, please, please, my teacher. Okay, Dolores, I'm there. So I had a lot of little people running around.
A lot of little people.
And a lot of these children were not very disciplined. And I can tell a funny story if you'd like. I'll tell the story if we have time.
Okay. Yeah, we have like 1 minute.
Oh, so anyway, this one little girl decided she was not going to participate, but she went in the bathroom and she took out toilet tissue and she walked around the room. We were in the dance hall, which was upstairs. It was large as this room. And then she decided she was coming back to class. I said, may I help you? Oh, I'm ready to come to class. I said, until you pick up all that toilet paper, you can't come back to class. She told her mother I was awesome.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever disciplined her before.
That's
All she
great.
needed was
A little bit of discipline. I didn't holler. I didn't say anything. I said, no, not until you go around the
a good
room.
shot to real life. That's all
There
she
you
needed.
go.
Yeah.
Well, my guys, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being there.
here.
I see. This is why we need to go to an hour. Yeah, we really do, and we can, and we will, with your help. Sarah, thanks again. I love talking to you. I really do.
Well, good.
I really do.
I like talking to you too.
Yeah.
Of course, I like
It
to
was
talk
fun.
to. I like to talk to Frank too, and I really like Christine. I want to wish her a happy birthday.
Yes.
And
Happy
that's
birthday,
Mrs. R.
Christine.
Mrs.
Yes.
R.
Yes, definitely Frank's better half. I don't know how
Oh,
you. I don't
yeah.
know how you do it. I really don't, Chris.
There we go.
You know she's going to heaven when she dies, so she's doing her penance on earth.
No, Frank, you're not that
Yeah,
bad.
boy.
Come on.
Yeah, boy. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
And we have two other
Just-
birthdays. I was saying two of my other friends, Lou Silver's wife, Kim Cardasco, and my friend Donna Pacheco's husband, Carlos. It's his birthday today, too.
Oh, happy birthday,
So I've got a
guys.
lot of birthdays today. And I'm here. It must be a special day.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you and for joining us. And don't forget to go to FloridaArtsNetwork.org. Check us out. And if there's any way that you can help,
Write a
please
check.
do. Yeah, write a check, Zelle, whatever you want to do. All right? All right, guys.
That's it.
Till
Peace.
next time. Peace out.
Thank you for watching The Artist Loft. Make sure to tune in next time for another great show. A show that was produced by Ant Media Productions and hosted by the Florida Arts Network with your hosts Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.